Hi, it's Sandy, your sister and your friend. Welcome to the video today. This is the second in a series of videos that I'm doing, which is to just give the ideas from A Course in Miracles workbook for over a 2-week period. So I'm going to share the ideas and then the main points that I took away from those workbook lessons. And I'm going to give you the workbook number so that if you hear these points and you want to go back and actually practice that idea, I really invite you to do that, because that's where our mind training actually happens, is in the repetition of these ideas. But I just wanted to do this a lot for myself, so that if I want to listen to what are the concepts that I've already I'm training my mind to believe, because this is a mind retraining program. Then I wanted to have this handy so I could go back and listen to it. So here we go. This is the second in the series. So we're starting with January 15th, lesson 15. The idea is, my thoughts are images that I have made. Here's the point that I took away. The thoughts I think appear as images, so I do not recognize them as nothing. I think them, and so I think I see them. This is how my, quote, seeing was made. This is the function I have given my body's eyes. It is not seeing, it is image making. It takes the place of seeing, replacing vision with illusions. On January 16th is lesson 16. And the idea is, I have no neutral thoughts. Here are the points. Everything I see is the result of my thoughts. There is no exception to this fact. Thoughts are not big or little, powerful or weak. They are merely true or false. There are no idle thoughts. What gives rise to the perception of a whole world can hardly be called idle. Every thought I have contributes to truth or illusion. Salvation requires that I recognize that every thought I have will either bring peace or war, either love or fear. A neutral thought is impossible because, a neutral result is impossible because a neutral thought is impossible. There is a temptation to dismiss certain fear thoughts as unimportant, trivial, and not worth bothering about, but it is essential I recognize them all as equally destructive but equally unreal. On January 17th was lesson 17. The idea is, I see no neutral things. The point is, I'm taking steps in identifying how cause and effect actually work. I see no neutral things because I have no neutral thoughts. It is always the thought that comes first, despite the temptation to believe that is the other way around. This is not the way the world thinks, but I must learn that it is the way I think. On January 18th was lesson 18. The idea is, I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. My takeaway point was, the thoughts which give rise to what I see are never neutral or unimportant. All minds are joined. On January 19th, lesson 19. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. Thinking and perceiving are simultaneous, for cause and effect are not separate. Since all minds are joined, I have no private thoughts. January 20th, lesson 20. I am determined to see. The reversal of my thinking is crucial. The salvation of the world depends on it. I want salvation. I want happiness. I want peace. What I want is mine. My decision to see is all that vision requires. The world cannot be saved if I am not. God has one Son, and He is the resurrection and the life. His will is done because all power is given Him in heaven and on earth. January 21st, lesson 21. I am determined to see things differently. Here are the points. A slight twinge of annoyance is nothing but a veil drawn over intense fury. I do not really recognize what arouses anger in me, and nothing that I believe in this connection means anything because I am never upset for the reason I think. Here are some examples. I am determined to see the laziness in Julie differently. I am determined to see the genocide in Gaza differently. Lesson 22, on January 22nd, Lesson 22. What I see is a form of vengeance. Having projected my anger onto the world, I see vengeance about to strike at me. My own attack is thus perceived as self-defense. This becomes an increasingly vicious circle until I am willing to change how I see. Otherwise, thoughts of attack and counterattack will preoccupy me and make up my entire world. All that I fear does not exist. I see only the perishable. I see nothing that will last. What I see is not real. What I see is a form of vengeance. I should ask myself, is this the world I really want to see? January 23rd, Lesson 23. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I have a lot of points from this lesson. It's a really important one. Giving up attack thoughts is the only way out of fear that will ever succeed. Nothing else will work. Everything else is meaningless. But this way cannot fail. Every thought I have makes up some segment of the world I see. It is with my thoughts, then, that I must work. If my perception of the world is to be changed, there is no point in lamenting the world. There is no point in trying to change the world. It is incapable of change because it is merely an effect. But there is indeed a point in changing my thought about the world. Here I am changing the cause. The effect will change automatically. The world I see is a vengeful world, and everything in it is a symbol of vengeance. Each of my perceptions of, quote, external reality is a pictorial representation of my own attack thoughts. Thoughts of attack and of being attacked are not different. I see the images that I have made, but I do not see myself as the image maker. I cannot be saved from the world, but I can escape from its cause. This is what salvation means, for where is the world I see when its cause is gone? Vision already holds a replacement for everything I think I see now. I am not trapped in the world I see because its cause can be changed. This change requires first that the cause be identified, which is my thoughts, and then let go so that it can be replaced. The first two steps in this process require my cooperation. The final one does not. My images have already been replaced by the Spirit. By taking the first two steps, I will see that this is so. January 24th, Lesson 24. I do not perceive my own best interest. Here's the point. In no situation that arises do I realize the outcome that would make me happy. What I do is determined by my perception of the situation, and since my perception is wrong, it goes to reason then that I will not serve my own best interests. January 25th, Lesson 25. I do not know what anything is for. Here are the points. But everything is for my own best interests. That is what it is for. That is its purpose. That is what it means. It is in recognizing this that my goals become unified. It is in recognizing this that what I see is given meaning. The goals I now perceive as valuable to me are all concerned with, quote, personal interests. Since I have no personal interests, my goals are really concerned with nothing. It is crucial to my learning to be willing to give up the goals I have established for everything. The recognition that they are meaningless rather than, quote, good or, quote, bad is the only way to accomplish this. January 26th, Lesson 26. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Attack thoughts make me vulnerable in my own mind, which is where the attack thoughts are. Attack thoughts and invulnerability contradict each other. I always attack myself first. My attack thoughts weaken me in my own eyes and change my perception of myself. then a false image of myself comes to take the place of what I really am. Nothing except my thoughts can attack me. Nothing but my thoughts can make me think I am vulnerable. And nothing but my thoughts can prove to me this is not so. January 27th, Lesson 27. Above all else, I want to see. The point is, vision has no cost to anyone. It can only bless. And then January 28th, Lesson 28. Above all else, I want to see things differently. And here are the points. When I want to see things differently, I am making a commitment to withdraw all my own preconceived ideas about things, opening my mind to what things are and what they are for. I am not defining them in past terms. For example, I am asking a table what it is rather than telling it what it is. Hidden under all my own ideas about the table is its real purpose, the purpose it shares with the universe. And the purpose of these exercises is to ask questions and receive the answers. That's it for the second set of lessons here. And so now we've finished up with January lessons 1 through 28 in the first two episodes here. Thanks so much for watching. God bless. And I hope this helps you. Bye-bye.